The following content is not meant for children. Hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Shadowrun Hong Kong. We are right back where we left off outside the MTR station, because we're now going to go head down there and go on our first mission as a group, officially, for Kindly Chang. Let's see. We can head to the Wapo Gardens, discover who's killed the elders, to head to the outskirts of Tai Po, to look at the dig site and the museum for Mr. Drake, or travel to the Wuxing Sky Tower and commit geomantic sabotage. Let's check out these elders. In addition to your team, your fixer has access to a small network of mercenaries in the Kowloon area. Yeah, I don't have to pay for my friends, though. So I want Duncan, Isabel, and Gubbet. Please. Not that there aren't other really cool people. Eos, Brent, Xflow, Killuminati, alright, and El Duce, or El Duce, sorry. D-U-C-E, not D-U-C-E. Yeah, anyway. Let's see, everybody looks like they are... Oh, so another person server. Anyway. Yes, confirm. Wampoa Garden, a carnival of chrome and neon, rife with every manner of technology and artifice one can imagine. The entire area has the feel of a night market, save for the chips and sold are in lieu of streamed buns, and vendor hawk the latest drones rather than folk art. Something stalks these streets, hiding just out of sight. It stalks the Wapoan elders, the leaders of a brand new tech-savvy squatters that have claimed this neighborhood of their own. The streets smell of ozone and fear. Those Wapoans you pass in the MTR station have a haunted, furtive look in their eyes. While the killer has struck only the elders thus far, it may be a matter of time before the ordinary residents are menaced as well. Alright, so we get to go through our stash and see if there's anything we need. I got my spells ready. +1 strength, +1 power, 5 rounds. That's not bad. Yeah. So I don't have any spare gear. I don't have any spare items. Looks like I can add to my friend's stuff, but not my own. And the one locked outfit. Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to get a new outfit, but it'll have to it'll cost money that we don't currently have. So let's go. The streets of Wapoa Gardens are slick with rain, glistening under the neon glow of myriad signs and holographic displays. The sky reflects the same glow, painting the white apartment blocks the sickly orange sodium streetlights. The smelling of grilling meat mingles with others, rarer scents, ozone, engine oil, and the high-tech fabrication facilities. Despite the hour, there are plenty of people out and about. You can hear the calls of street vendors and touts urging people into their stores. Isabel wrinkles her nose, scowling darkly. She wraps her arms around her chest, staring off into the distance. Is there a world for a feeling nostalgic for a place you can't wait to leave again? I don't miss this place, but I miss the feeling I had when I lived here. Swadade, maybe? She shakes her head. No, that's not it. It's close, but... She lets the sentence trail off into nothingness, clamping her mouth shut for a moment. This place seemed like heaven, after the walled city. Like the whole world had unfurled in front of me, and anywhere I turned, there was promise of a good life. Turned out this place was just as crappy as everywhere else. Everyone else is still in it for themselves. Gobbet claps a hand on Isabel's shoulder, who flinches and pulls away. That's a great lesson, Is. I'm serious. At the end of the day, life's a raw deal, and you've got yourself and a handful of friends. That's it. Nothing else. Duncan casts a sidelong glance at Isabel and Gobbet, shaking his head. You got some strange ideas about life. Sure, it's a meat grinder, but come on. There's got to be more to it than just surviving. Does there? What makes you the authority on that? Isabel waves a dismissive hand. I'm done talking about this anyway. Isabel turns to you and points down the street. We're looking for the Wapoan elders. They're going to be at Wapoa itself, the big ship down the street. That's the mall shaped like a boat, right? That's the one. Somebody thought it'd be quite clever to make a uniquely shaped mall. Cool. Oh, before we go to here, let's see what other kind of... what? I heard it's not dead, he's just all cut up. Okay, man. Hey, soy calf, alright. Anything fun and interesting over here? Ooh, you're a big guy. We better find some place indoors to sleep, Yan. The streets are dangerous lately. Yeah. More people and food cart. Back alley tech place. Alright. So nothing stands out as being particularly interesting, so let's just head over this way, I guess. And, well, there's somebody waiting to talk to us, but I think we can, let's poke around just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Never hurts to poke around. Alright. Elder Nig. This orc woman festooned with small circuits, tiny triad screens and speakers. The triad screens display snippets of Trid broadcasts and come from every corner of the world. Tiny speakers play counterpoint with a successor of voices speaking Sfarethiel, Punjab, Khaza, and other languages. Her expression is haggard, and she fidgets with her fingers as you approach. Welcome to Wampoa, my friend. I am Elder Ing. These are the elders Tang and Ip. Ing show gestures to the elf and the human, who each incline their heads respectfully. Thank you so much for answering our request for help. We had nowhere else to turn. It's the least I can do. Under Tang's skin, glowing tattoos rise and change shape. Tigers become cranes and move on to dragons. We are under threat one by one. We elders are being hunted by some monster. And as you may have noticed when you arrived, there's been another killing just tonight. Ip closes his solid chrome arms. Holographic readouts dance consistently over their surface, displaying diagnostic information about their state, operating temperature, servo pressure, and a variety of other minutiae. He looks past you towards Isabel. The prodigal daughter returned once more. I didn't expect to see you back aboard the Wampoa in my lifetime, Isabel. When you disappeared, Elder Yetunde was very put out. I'm glad you're still alive. When you chose to walk your own path, I was disappointed, but I still understood why you had to leave. It pauses, tasting the air as he chooses next words carefully. I hope my lessons have helped you prosper. Didn't expect to be back either. Work takes you places, though. Isabel shrugs. A moment later, she places a hand on her pistol, eyes trained on Ip's shoes. I don't cart this around for fun, Ip. The lessons kept me alive. Isabel blinks several times and looks up at Ing, expression clouded. Where is Yetunde anyway? I expected her to be here. Ing shakes his head slowly, reaches out a hand towards Isabel, who shrinks away from it. She is dead. So are Gan and Nakamura, and Tong was killed just tonight. So much blood. You have to stop this from continuing. Isabel's expression remains passive, but her knuckles glow white as her hands ball up in fists. That's what we're here for, to stop the killings. Thank you, Isabel. Ing lifts a hand, wiping away tears from her eyes. What can you tell me about the murders? They started 2 weeks ago. The first to go was Gan. We found him in his apartment, eviscerated. Ing swallows, grimacing at the painful memory. He'd been torn apart. His head had been ripped completely off, and most of his skin flayed away. There was so much blood it took us a week to clean out his apartment. Tang nods, running the palm over his forehead. The rest have been the same. Always at night, always dismembered, each scene like a nightmare. And every time, nobody has seen anything. It's like a ghost. What happened to Tong? The same thing had happened to the rest of the victims, eviscerated dismemberment. I sent a guard to keep people outside of the shop, but he'll let you in. When did he die? Sometime early tonight. He locked up his shop, but Ip stopped to ask him about some skill chips he had. The door was unlocked, and inside, Eng lifts her hand helplessly. She opens her mouth, but no words come out. Seeing Eng's inability continue, Ip takes over. Inside looked like a bad horror sim, just like all the other murders. It had to have happened after sundown because I saw the shop open when I was on my way to get some noodles for dinner. Why did you call the police? Hong Kong police force isn't welcome here. They've tried to force us out several times before or come hunting for someone to pin a crime on. We do a lot of favors to the local gangs and triads, handle their matrix security, fix up their gear, and make sure they have access to Hong Kong Shadowrun's hub. We're too valuable resource for them to lose, so they protect us when the Hong Kong police force or anyone else decides we're an easy target. They handle our physical security. We make sure to send the message via the matrix. The last time the Hong Kong police force made trouble, we started airing the assistant chief's dirty laundry over the TRID. They got the picture and backed off. Made any enemies lately? Not that I can think of. We keep to ourselves, we buy and sell technology, we're not mercenaries or criminals, we're merchants and deckers. And even if someone was cheated in a deal, the kind of response is unthinkable. Whatever did this, it wasn't human. The violence, the savagery, it's a monster, whatever it is. Plenty of metahumans are monsters too, Aang. Just because this horrible doesn't mean it's supernatural. What do the elders do? They make the rules, kick people out who don't obey them. They're a bunch of petty tyrants, that's what. You're being unfair, Isabel. Our laws are for the good of the community. Tang turns to address you. We keep Wampo and its residents safe. We review trade agreements with our outsiders to see if they're good for the community. We provide guiding vision, like a town council. I can respect that. I'm glad you understand. This community is fragile, and the authorities bear a lot of ill will. A single misstep could spell our end. I am the invoker of spirits. I commune with the spirits of machines, ask them for blessings, and pass those blessings on to people here. I heal the sick and ensure the feng shui of our habitats is as good as it can be, given our confines. She's a shaman, that's all. She's just got some kooky spin on it. Claims her totem is some kind of all-encompassing machine god that lives in circuitry. Isabel pats her deck, looking at Aang. Ancient gods and ancestors are one thing. My deck, it's mine. I built it. The only spirit it's got are the ESPs I loaded up with. Just because you cannot see or touch a thing does not mean it does not exist. Just because you do not believe in it does not mean it does not protect you from afar. I can't touch programs either, but at least I can prove they have an effect in the physical world. Your superstitions are just that. Bullshit. She glances at you, jerking a thumb towards Tang. This guy treats drones like they're living beings. Is that right? Tang extends his arm palms up as you watch tattoos therein shift into a complex mathematical formula. I am the first of the glorious servo. I study patterns, repair machinery, and teach others to tune themselves with the wonders of automation. The blessed autofab in my shop is and purview, and we make the drones we use and sell. Or where we make the drones we use and sell. As for me, I serve as the resplendent voltage spike. Imp smiles crookedly. That means I shoot people who try to screw with us. It's a fancy title for head of security. That's all for now. It might be wise to ask the residents of Wampoa Garden if they've seen or heard anything. After you've gone to Tong's security sensory carnival, they may have seen things we have not. Good to know. Cool. So investigate the carnival and search for the killer. Well, before we do that, there's places around here I can search. I mean, this is a mall, right? Can't get into that arcade. Can I get into here? I can, but there's nothing to do. Alright. Down here. Vending machines. More hallway. Okay. Outside of my purview. I get it. Alright, out to the garden, I guess. Unless... one more check on the elders, see if there's anything new to say. Nope. Alright. Don't want to leave any unturned stones. Okay. There's the sensory carnival. And then there's other people to talk to. Is there anyone immediately down over here? No. Alright, to the carnival. Elders didn't want anyone to go inside without their permission. It must be pretty bad in there. Porter Lamb, at your service. Elders told me you'd be coming. They tell you what happened to Tong? You got killed earlier tonight, yeah? Killed, huh? That's rich. Killed is when a BTL head sticks a knife in you for your cred stick, or the cops put two in your chest for not kissing up hard enough. This is something else entirely. This isn't killed. This is slaughtered like a fatted calf. Watch yourself. It's a goddamn mess in there. Thanks for the warning. Tong's Sensory Carnival looks like a scene out of a B-grade slasher sim. The cloying scent of incense hangs thick and pungent in the air, emitting from the small shrine in the corner of the shop. Unfortunately, it does nothing to cover up the reek of death and clotted blood. Despite the ragged remnants of Elder Tong littering the floor, the rest of the shop appears to be in good order, at least at first glance. Nothing is broken, tipped over, or otherwise ransacked. As you're about to step further into the room, you glance at the ceiling and the walls. The blood from Tong's body isn't confined to where his remains lie. Drying blood is spread about the walls and ceiling as well. Ew? Yes, I'm going to go with ew. Alright, so let's examine Tong's body. Tong's body is a ruined mess. Destroyed ruin of the face barely recognizable, and what's left of his body would be best described as savaged. All his limbs have been torn off. A pile of flayed skin lies next to the remains of the Wampoan elder. The Wampoan's clothing has all but been reduced to rags, and tissue by cuts and tears, apparently sustained during the flaying. At this point, the only thing holding what's left of his body into any semblance of human form is the hair-thin fiber optics of his cyberware. Gobbet puts a hand over her mouth, speaking in characteristic seriously tone. Sweet heaven, Maester. I haven't seen anything like this since Auntie Wong tried to stash some cred sticks in a devil rat's nest. It takes a lot to turn my stomach, and we sure have a winner today. This is seriously messed up. I'll second that. This isn't murder. This is more like, I don't know, a feeding frenzy. If it weren't for the skin, I'd say Tong stepped into a mine or something. Well, let's see. None of us have biotech, or I don't have enough biotech. Spellcasting or conjuring, can't do that. Have Gobbet ascend the body. You're the boss, man. This is going to be unpleasant. Gobbet closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. After a moment, she opens them and makes a strange grunting noise. There's no fear here, Maester, no anger either, just some kind of satisfied feeling. Tong never saw it coming, and whoever did it was professional about it, which is pretty odd because nobody's professional about eviscerating a body, as far as I know. You mean the murder wasn't some kind of animal attack? I don't know what the killer was after, why the killer was after Tong, but it definitely wasn't any kind of mindless creature or even someone particularly passionate. It was somebody who planned this and executed it and was glad about it. I don't know, still feel kind of like it was just business as usual. Alright, so we're just going to leave the body alone for now. And I do have karma. Could I get my biotech up to 3? I mean, no, I could not. Or no, it's intelligent. Oh yeah, I need to bring my intelligence up to 3 and then my biotech. Oh well. Let's look at the bloody wall. The walls are covered in splattered and smeared blood, most of which has hardened into a crusty, congealed paste. Thick tracks of it run laterally, and it looks like the blood has been deliberately smeared. Hey, Maester, I don't know a whole lot about science or all that, but I do what blood trails look like when it hits a wall. This isn't natural. Somebody deliberately smeared blood all over these walls. So it looks like it's got paint trails? That's probably because somebody used Tong's parts like a brush. So they painted the walls with his blood? Why? Do I look like a psychologist to you? Maybe because they're a freak. Maybe they're one of the 6 serial killers that sees their murders as art. Got no clue. All I knew is that what normal blood looks like on a wall, and this ain't it. Some people have a bad grasp of art. I knew this guy, Quan Tong, who used to make music out of stray radio static and panic button calls. He called it crisis wave. It was awful. Let's check the open door. Let's see, we have a SimSense editor, a desk safe, and a bathroom. Let's go check the bathroom. The bathroom is immaculate. The drains are tiny. Whatever killed him didn't go through here. Let's check the desk safe. Tong's desk drawers are open, and the safe that's built into one of the sides has been opened. There's no sign of tampering, and the green light next to the word unlocked is blinking. Whoever opened the safe did so with a key fob. Inside are several blank cred sticks, but no sign of any money on them. Looks like somebody looted his stash. A guy like this wouldn't keep an empty cred stick in his safe. Alright, we're starting to get some idea. This is a Yamaha 95000V SimSynth, a device for mixing and mastering SimSynth chips. Several device bays are empty and all the chip jacks are empty. The screen is flashing a repeated error message. Warning, request file cannot be found. Please return drives and try again. Have Isabel debug this thing. Isabel rattles out some commands on the SimSynth's keyboard, stepping away after a few seconds and a look of satisfaction in her face. There. I put the drive warning on suspend. It's in diagnostic mode only, though. Maybe we'll learn something, maybe not. Yamaha SimOS 5.23 system diagnostic check. Memory OK. Drive error. Assist bus OK. Beginning core dump. Please wait. Isabel studies the screen in detail as the letters and numbers scroll by. Looks like Tong was cooking some BTLs here. He's hacked the peak controller output cutoffs. The delta levels in SimChimps are usually between 4 and 5, 6.5 for Calhots. This delta peak is pushing 12. That's brain-burning territory, Maester. All the drives and chips of those BTLs were stored on are missing. I never liked Tong, but it wasn't because he was a bad guy. I just didn't like any of the others. But if he was cooking chips at Delta with 12, maybe he burned somebody he shouldn't have. Maybe they flipped their lid and came after him. Or a relative did. Isabel gives you a serious look, tapping her head at the synth. Or tipping her head at the synth. The metahuman brain can't handle this kind of output. I'll shut it down it'll shut down after a few of these. Well, that's ungood. But looks like this is a good place for me to take a break. So here's what I'm going to say. Thank you all for joining me. I really hope you're enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying making it for all of you. If you do, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and of course share, because all that really helps my channel out fight the YouTube algorithm. And I'd really like to, help fight against that. Well, with that being said, here's what I'm going to say. Thank you all for joining me, and I shall see you all next time.